negative affliction can arise, like in terms of doubt, in terms of regret, anything. You can have that kind of feeling on your practices, and at that time, so this is the moment. Then how describe how you do practice.
다들 장기를 생각지 공부하지는 장기를 생각하네. 또 공부하는 다들 랑이 줄에 펜도면도 랑이 지 공단한테 근데제도 공부 생각지 지 생각 펜도 중도면도 어떤 다들 제가 뒤에서 다들 아니 펜도 내가 통해 내가 지는 그래서 우리 지 상대의 yapıcılığı 상대가 yapıcılığı 수준이 말해봐 가슴 사람들이 개발을 중요하잖아. 개발주의 제스체 답이 뭐나다도 다시 개발 제스 답이 디시나다 그래서 당그래서 진짜로 토반된 바이스 내년 주대라는 거였어. 답이 간제에서 경험하는 수 천사도 대바디 천사도 쓰지 라라라제 야부장이 베네 파나다 얘기했다 도수기 랍자 상부장이 도수라 아니 아무베지 간도 가버제 그거 치료제 아니 또 수행이지 교대 통수나니 딜카당 아니 지 인주제 인게제르디 친사도세 딩베 사도세 담보베 통화다베 가버제 대버지샤 납제지 개주점바데 납제 상부장이들 대버지제 간도 가버제 남신진이 하나지 교대 스토인들 항상 딜카당 انتظر قوت وقت میں چہتے چھنے ساتھوں سے گئے تب چھنے باسی آتی ساتھوں سے تو تمہتا تو یاب جیلوں تیجے تاگے یاب مجھے بچے ناب جب جی کیا بتا نمسان یا کابجے کہ بیشا کیوں دیز تو نمسان کھاتم جنے چھنے سے گئے ساتھوں چھنے سے 아니 사도 체니 토란긴다 어디 사도 체니에서 되지.
So we do any virtuous action. Again, I would say, for instance, when we start to do the bodhicitta meditation, for instance, the bodhicitta meditation. So then you spend some time, and after a while you check your mind, and you check, do you have any kind of a realization or any improvement in your mental ability, then you will find there's no any improvement, and you will feel like, oh, I haven't wasted my time, and also I could have not done that kind of meditation. I could have not spent that amount of time just for the meditation. You may feel like that. So that is, so then you have that kind of situation, you have that kind of difficulties, and also like you suffer when you find that kind of inability or something like that. So that is actually the and this text question. This is the will of sharp weapon, returning for several months from what we have done. So here, till now we have done fickle, and I don't know what's there.
Like
stoic.
It's too choosy, like in
okay.
everything just right has to be perfect.
Okay, yes, this right. Stirred by basis motives have called only those who have power to wealth. Anyway, so I just stick it here. This is a really long sentence. In Tibetan, here says Temme Sattva. Okay, Temme Sattva. This is Temme Sattva. Temme Sattva means like when we encounter with new people, so then encounter with new people, it seems like these people are really nice, sort of like nice, and also without, and in terms of your friend, you have that kind of feeling in the initial level. Initially, when you encounter with them in the first time, then you feel like really comfort. You feel like really trust. You feel like this person is like trustworthy, something like that. Then also when you go and when you try to receive, try to get some kind of help from people, right? People, then you ask for help, and they will be really gentle. They look really nice, and then you feel like really in deep faith in that particular person. So that is without doing any check, without like investigating, sort of like. So then after a while, then you will find some mistake on that person. Then first when you encounter with this kind of person, you have really strong feeling, like really good feeling towards that kind of particular person. But after a while, when you find some mistake on that person, then you will have total different kind of like attitude, like mental attitude, or the view on that person. You will lose all the faith, and top of that you will generate some kind of aversion, and you may some criticize. You will do like criticize to these people. So you do that. So that because of that, so we have this kind of problem in this moment. So then in Tibetan it's a tenme sadhu. Tenme sadhu means like, so when you meet with people in the first time, so then you feel like so really like nice, and after a while when you find some little mistake, then you will like, so you will feel like, so you will forget everything, like what he had done something good to you. So you forget everything, you discuss everything, and identify that particular person is like really bad person. Sort of like that is we call it a tenme sadhu. So then another causes is Tokatiba in Tibetan. Tokatiba means try to sort of like try to pursue higher status, sort of like status. Okay? So that means like when you go to a teaching, then we hear about some like one particular kind of teaching. So then they'll describe in a way that you feel like this is the most authentic teaching, this is the most pure teaching. Then you begin to practice that. Then you go to another place, and then you hear like another type of teaching. So then you thought like, oh, that is much better than other ones, so you leave behind the other and to try to do the other ones. So for instance, let's give an example, like when we hear about like precious human rebirth, sort of like precious human rebirth. Then you begin to practice that, right? Then after a while, then you hear about the teaching of emptiness. Then you think like, oh, emptiness is the most pure teaching. So all the other teachings are not worth it to do sort of like that. Then you abandon all the other practices, and then you start to doing the emptiness, meditation on emptiness. Then you go next time. Then you hear about the goodness or the benefits of the of bodhicitta practice. Then you feel like, oh, bodhicitta practice is the most like effective practice. Then you abandon all the other practices and you focus on the bodhicitta practice, right? So you do that. You keep moving. So in general, so when we hear about teaching, so then when it comes to when we hear about teaching, goodness of the teaching and really the purity of the teaching, then when it comes to the practice, so we should practice really related to your ability and according to your ability, sort of like we say. So then if you do it like you practice gradually, then like based on your level, then you get some kind of a realization, then you move to next level, then this is the order of how we do practice of Dharma. So instead of doing that, so then we go around and receiving teachings from different teachers, and we get confused. Then we think like, oh, one teaching is better than another. Then we abandon all the other teaching and we try to pursue the better ones. Instead of doing the right order, we move like jumping, like sort of like jumping to the higher kind of practices. So that is the one of the causes why we have difficulties to obtain to gain realization. So these are the bad karma actually we have planned. In the past lifetimes. Because of that, right now when we do practice, it's really difficult to achieve any realization and achieve any ability in terms of like practice. So there are two kinds of causes described in this text. So one is related to the person. So first we have taken some kind of help or received some teachings from like a particular teacher, and because we have really strong faith, we know this is the right person, sort of like all kinds of things, right, in the beginning. Then after a while we see some kind of mistake and some kind of faults in the teacher or that person, then we feel like we have a really strong negative feeling towards that kind of person or that kind of teacher. It could be anything. So then because of the lack of our trust and this kind of thing, because of that, this is the one reason. Then the another reason is because of our own practice. So we don't do our practice in right order, sort of like instead of doing some kind of practice really suit to you, then we tend to choose the higher practices. So we abandon something is really capable, some practices that are really easy for us, it's really suitable for us. We tend to think, we tend to see this kind of practice is kind of lower practice, and we try to do some kind of higher practices. So, and by doing that, so we at the end, we never get any realization, never get any abilities. So that's why, because of that kind of fact we have created in the past lifetime, so it's really difficult for us to obtain or achieve any realization, even though we do focus, we do like effort, we put effort to do some kind of practices.
The Karasure, Name, Chitamba, Rami, Namnechia, the Zoche, the Temple, Domini Simmer. Shola Janju Sim Kumiata, Chija. Dombani Yapure, Janju Sim Saraji, Namezoje, Shendato Suyaji, Kasure, Mashavaje, Umbo Kasure, Namakanto Chiati, Chikuberaji. So Chiati, Rangi Yamutu, Chiakarin, the DJ, Shalatati, Aboya, Seatus, and Matamaje, Shalati, Titone, Niji, Yamishin, the Shalajea, Chiaboya, Namati, Sha, Yamji, to Shalina, never was Yamachi, Zoje. And as having Gene, Naja is the Naja. That is energy, Gigi Yakushu is the Naja DJ, or to stand in every. Susu Yamaka Naja Gigi, so DJ, Shala Gigi, those of the Tusuya Yamisha, or teacher Yerba. Namsachi Yabu to Gisha Judije, Yaji. Sound the way of this and sound of GD to Gangasha. So, what to see? Then chicken never is here, just on teaching a child never. Nothing they are pebbles than you have never. Dead Jebra. Or team never, just on Yamaka Jenny. You may have the zoo by the zoo jet. The Yapu generation, Yamea Pochula. The Yapu Maripa to the zoo jet. Zaji Settle G. Shala Yameje Namatu Mashavich, Namatu Zoje. The other is not yet Jetty or the
So then how do we carry our practices in daily life? So then that is, so first we need to choose one topic, one subject, or one particular practice. So then focus on that practice, and you can consider all the other practices as your secondary practice. For instance, bodhicitta, developing bodhicitta, meditating on bodhicitta, and meditating on emptiness. So if you had to choose like one of them, if you have to choose one of these two practices, then you choose one. If you choose bodhicitta, then focus on the bodhicitta and the emptiness. Meditating on emptiness, you can keep doing it, but as a secondary practice. So you just focus on the bodhicitta. If you choose the emptiness, practice on emptiness, then keep that as a primary practice, and the bodhicitta as your secondary practice, sort of like more focus and concentrate on the bodhicitta, on the emptiness, and you do that. And similar like that, any practices, there are a lot of practices. When you hear about this, the good qualities of the practice, all of them has unique qualities. So unique qualities. So then, when it comes to your practice, so you should choose one subject, one topic. You have to focus. You have to concentrate on that topic until you achieve some sort of like realization. If you are satisfied with your realization, if you think this is time to move on, then you can move to the next level or choose the next topic. Then that way how we develop our ability or understanding. And And also same thing for the deity practice. There are lots of different kinds of deity practice. All of them has unique qualities, unique benefits. But it doesn't mean you can do like all of them at once. Instead, so first, for instance, if you are focusing on Vajrayogini practice, you can go out and receive all kinds of different initiation, and you can do all the other the Tambayana practices. But you should keep your the Vajrayogini as your primary deity, primary practice, and all the other practices should be considered as your secondary practice. Similar like for the Yamataka, if you choose this Yamataka as a primary deity, then all the other will be, you just focus on that practice and concentrate on that practice and try to get some kind of understanding or realization on that particular practice, and all the other practice should be keep as your secondary practice. Similarly for the Japa Samvara practice. So then if you do that, then there's you will see the effect, that you will gain some kind of understanding. Otherwise, if you try to every single practices, like really little time, little time, then you will never gain any realization. Then because you are not spending enough time to achieve some kind of realization. So that's why just focus on one topic and keep all the other as your secondary. And when you satisfy, when you see some kind of realization, then you can move to the next level.
Tani
So then, in the verse hereafter, let's act with complete self-awareness. What's that? Exactly? What is it? Exerting great care in the way we make friends. So, anyway, so then we have learned that whatever this problem, so this problem difficult to gaining any achievement or realization is lack of our karma. So we have created like that kind of karma in the past lifetime. So then by understanding that, by learning that, then we have realized these are the causes. So then we decide to stop creating that kind of causes in the future, right? So then there's the kind of look, sabbar means like be careful, like careful, right? Careful. So then when we come to choose a teacher or a friend, so instead of judging them their appearance or their talk, so then we take some time to investigate them and do that. Then once we have a strong kind of faith and belief in that particular person, your friend, it could be your friend and it could be your teacher, So then you should not generate any negative afflictions or negative thoughts towards that particular person. Either it could be your friend or your teacher. Okay, your teacher. So Nagyudinam is like Nagyudinam is like I don't know, I would say like spend time, sort of like give time, sort of like. So then instead of criticizing them in a right way, so just take your time and like do more investigate, sort of like try to find why it's happening to them instead of generating some aversion and hatred towards the particular person. You should look from the different side and try to find out the actual thing, sort of like that. Okay. So then this is the one cause. This is the one fact that we have this kind of problem. So we should stop that. So we should not generate any aversion, any mental affliction towards your teacher or your friend, your close friend, sort of close friend. Okay. Then when it comes to your practice, then definitely we should go and receive all kinds of teaching. But when it comes to your practice, we should focus on one thing instead of picking every single practices. We should pick one practice and spend time and try to achieve some realization of that particular practice. Then, if you do that, then it will actually destroy. It will minimize the negative force that actually prevent us to generate the realization and the achievements.
That is. 어디지? 다시 신경이 라는 것이 다시 우주에서 유주기 가사신기 유주기 라는 것이 다시 유주제네 가사신기 유주제네 라는 것이 다 우주 말로가 신 가사신기 유주제네 라는 것이 되네. 어떻게 신기 우주를 치세야돼 우주세야돼 요디우스 가사지기 유주제네 라는 것이 다 라는 마제 또치레는스 다 라는 마스 냠레다 마제 친구들 todo chiva se di joga chiva se joga chiva ga lembaris ye ra jona manam su ma che chimboche joga chimboche chiva la dini chi di lenye chunje da ran khore sigeta na shengi mu rani lu chita shendagi you general in the movie Uruba. Okay, college of John Manus, Rani, Najan Chimbutan, the virtual tennis, Cheval tennis, and the virtual tennis, 우리 우리가 대바친 거제는 람 대바친 거제는 셴이야 파루야 우리가 라는 나기 친구다 대바친 거냐 셴파 디 대바친 대바친 중에 제도 우리 제가 봐 경험하면서 대바친 거제 나기 친구 제가 때문에 생대가 신이 이 general what you are is the garage is 나기 친구다 아니 내가 친구 teaches
Then
이 존재들하는 qualities
the verse number 43 is 43. When those who ambitions, right? Ambitions repair trusting friendship by luring us on what with their devious scheme. This is the way shall weapon in 21st of the doing
친구로 세야 돼.
fornication we have arrogance.
내가 친구로 세.
That's not. So, Shengi Mugyurani is here. It's like when someone deceive you, luring, right? Luring you, right? Deceive and deceiving you. So that, deceive, I think Mugyu, so you deceive, deceive. So, and also it's a scam, right? Schemes. Devious schemes. Okay. So so if someone deceives you, and like so term like look say shingi mukyu you 한데서 mukyu 요리 한데서 아니야.
이거 세야 돼. 지단 이거 세야 돼. 랑 예버는데 바이어 지도 고그로다네 랑 예버데 내가 제가 들으면서게 주시도 지단 제다 상라서부터 달아 제다 상이야봐 제 두바이나 그래 기로다 도수에 인기제 가사 제 다다 마스비지 다다 내비제 아니 제상도 다다 내비제 친구소에 친구소 친구소에 친구소 체드 되는 남기 지된 체지야봐 되게 좀더 채워다야다 중요해야 채워다야다 바 지지야다 제상도 충주선이 바다야로 어디에 제거들 교수계래 요새야디 라니 예발라 소반도수 바레치도 아니 답게지 쉬야다 지가리 예바데 라니 예바데 이해하게 치고 지가리는 가르치야데 제수네 어디디 요새계래
So in Tibetan it says mukyu, okay, you same mukyu, I don't say in English. Anyway, so yo is like yo, okay. This is some kind of negative actions. So yo is like someone's try to hide their mistake, faults, and blame on other, sort of like that. Using like it could be like through your verbally and physically and anything, so try to hide, hiding So yo is like a deceiving mind, actually that is presenting something is not real, fake, like pretending. So like hiding flaws or mistakes. For instance, so you pretend like you're well educated in like some kind of field, the education field, and you pretend like you are a holy person, or you are a holy person, okay? And pretend like you are a teacher, and pretend like you have achieved some kind of realization, and this kind of pretending, sort of like this kind of like false, deceiving thoughts, acts. So that is actually hiding something you do not have, and you're presenting in a wrong way, sort of a wrong way. So there's all kinds of things in there. So some people when they do that to you, so this is the situation is happening to you, right? This is you. You is also another type of deceiving, right? Deceiving. So that is like a lying, sort of like, for instance, the classic example is like, when you trade something, when you sell something like grains, okay, then you measure it like a certain way, right? Certain way, and you're deceiving them like using like a different measurement, sort of like measuring tools or measuring things. If you are getting some profit, right? Profit by adding something, then you add something. If you are getting like profit by taking out something, you try to take out something in that kind of measurement or something like that. That is actually you, okay? So when it happens to you, right, someone's like deceived in that way, okay, that is the actual root of shall weapon. Okay, shall weapon returning on you have like till now this is the root of shall weapon returning full circle. Till now from vision we have act with arrogance. So then, so I'll go round over. Okay, that is actually the result of your own arrogance and also arrogance and strong attachment, okay, desire, like a strong desire. As long as we have these two mental afflictions, the arrogance and ego and the desire, like a strong desire, then we tend to act in that way. So these are the causes. Then we manipulate others, so we cheat other and we deceive other because of this intention, that idea, the thoughts, ego, and the desire, right? So because of that, we have been generating egos and I don't know how to say desire. Yeah, desire. It's a desire. It's really strong. It's a really strong desire. Really type of like a really strong desire. So because of that, right, that desire is actually too strong, too intense that you are ready to do anything to achieve that object. Sort of like that kind of desire. So because of that desire and because of that ego arrogance, then we have been like deceived and cheating other people. So that's why it's happening to you. So in the Tibetan verses it says and you, okay, you, it's like one you is like pretending something is you're not really, and you is like cheating others, right? Cheating others, and another verse we have nagil, and nagil is like ego. I see ego, and the cheating is like strong desire, okay, strong desire. So these two act, the you, which is like pretending something is not, and like cheating on something. But pretending you're something is you're not really that kind of person. So like that is actually happening because of your ego. So if you have a really strong ego, then you will try to show people that you are something important. You are a really important person. Then you will tell them, even though you may not have some kind of like clairvoyance. Example is like clairvoyance. Clairvoyance, then you tell people that you have clairvoyance, right? You may not have any realization because of your ego. You don't want to see something really cheap person or something like that. Okay, so then you tell them you tell them lying. You're presenting them something you are not. You're really making yourself really important. That is doing because of your ego, right? This ego. Then the chap is like the strong desire, right? The strong desire. Then as long as we have that strong desire, then we tend to cheat people. We try to, if you have a really strong desire on like one object, something, then you try to achieve that. In order to achieve that, you will go to all kinds of lying, deceiving, and cheating on people, try to obtain that kind of object. So because of strong desire, then we have you, that is, the deceiving others or cheating others.
강아양 내가 정말 잘 다 집에도 아니 그래도 강아양 그래도 강아 그래도 안되지니냐 내가 정말 좋아시나서 내가 좋아하는데 그래지 피부로 근데 전에 나타나 배나 배샤를 지내 배샤 공부 자주는 동료지 중요성이라 또 중요성이 최대중 본다 본인 중요성이 뭔가 또 쌓아야 되지 그게 중요 초시한 거라 너 등에지 좀 미셔서요 저선 등에 초시고 간지 중에 디 초시가 세대 초시제 너가 중요하시는 이제 내가 중요하시제 초시가 세대 간지 중에 딩딩을 초시시를 제산다 그거 평소 강화한 저거 중시 초시를 지고 다 그거 평소에 그거 평소 근데 지내는 자주를 문제가 되지 버리지 그거 평소에 자주 지금 통수는 공부 세금 말봐 공부 세야 지도 지 처분된 통수는 주처분을 된 통수는 자적으로 통수는 아니 공부 예체를 두고 해야 돼. 그때지 통에 처주 그때지 통에 공부 예체를 공부 세야 잡는 이제 공부 예체를 저는 그 통수인데 그때 중에 공부 능력을 이제 담도 지 단도지 그래서 그때 중에 단도지 가는 고려를지 로직이를 어때야 그런 편도라세 좀 미시바 세디 그랬다 초시에서 아니 초시가 자 그런 편도 강화양 되어 중이 초시가 다스
So then in the verse, the last line is here after let's dampen, right? Dampen our self-centered pride. Okay. Anyway, so in this verse, say like I will subdue. Okay. Döchung chokship is like subdue. Actually, strong desire. That is opposite of that. I don't know, like less desire. And so döchung. Okay, döchung is like less desire. So less desire. Chokshen is like satisfaction. Okay, satisfaction. So then, in the samsara, every pleasures, okay, samsaric pleasure are like salted water, with water. The more you drink, so it's like you want to do more and more. So you want to drink more and more. Sort of like it's not going to overcome your thirst. So it's similar like that. And so when we have $1,000, then we try to make it $2,000. If you have $2,000, so because we do, because it's like a temptation, right? Temptation. So because we have really strong desire, because of that, we want to have more and more. We're never going to satisfy. We'll never get the satisfaction by doing that. So you never fulfill your wishes, sort of like that. So then we need to have we need to control our desire, sort of desire. So then to control our desire means like you should not try to achieve or try to gain something is beyond is necessary, sort of like necessary. So try to acquire something is really right amount. Don't try to accumulate more than enough, sort of like enough. So there is choksheva. Choksheva means like making yourself satisfied with whatever you have, sort of like that. Okay, satisfying. So we need to develop that kind of attitude or tendency towards samsaric pleasure.
di chere kala sure ko pindu se sure tena mu jai des ko pindu di so tu ji tu tamba mu jai des mu ba shi mamu ji kan mu ja ko ya sure tena mu jai des ji si tu ga bu kan mu ji kem Joba desi sene jus. Non joba desi ya sene gi tuju ya mai. Tambo saya takale ma tuju. Non joba desi tambo non joba desi sene gi ya no joba ni gi. Shengi puna mina jus. Shengi ni rangu no di sai shabati. Shengi no joba chini Mala soba kiyosu menna ki juruwa ji menna ju shengi ku tunu menna ki justi chiwe zana tenbu tanya kaya ya marwa chesa chiwe zana teni kankara shani tudurwa ngore zenju ne tenbu tanya kaya ya marwa chesa kopi nusi yati jina dili ji imbara ji Dewa punya meni ciri, desa, ciri seneng mau jaya des.
So then, actually, we must explain how do we see the samsara pleasure, the nature of the samsara pleasure. For instance. So when we look at the web of the samsaric web and samsaric pleasure, so in the initial level, in the beginning, when we acquire those objects, samsaric objects, samsaric wealth, samsaric pleasure, whatever it could be, so we need to go through like all kinds of difficulties, all kinds of mental afflictions. We need to use all the negative force to acquire the samsaric pleasure or samsaric wealth, right? Wealth. Then once we achieve them, so then your miserliness, right? Miserliness. Okay, miserliness actually prevents you to use it. When you start using this, whatever you acquire, then your miserliness actually stop. using them. You never let use of what you have acquired because of your miserliness. Never let you use them. Like then, if someone's use it, if someone else use it and someone else take it and use it, then you get like really angry at it. Like, so then there's not any moment of like happiness at that point. Say okay. So then when you die, so all of them are actually still behind you. So they're not you cannot take any single object with you to the next life. So when you look at this nature of the samsaric pleasures and samsaric wealth, you cannot find any meaningful things in there. All of them are like meaningless in terms of your own welfare.
Yeah, that is it. that is it. That also kind of
So again, I would remind us that all each of the verses, end of each of the verses, we need to do the Tonglen practice, right? Tonglen practice, we just taking and giving.
That is it.
So then verse number 44, when the force of attraction or that of repulsion, color, whatever we hear or we say, till now we have ignored what has caused all our troubles, the mass of delusion that dwell in our heart. Okay? So, Ninshe means like, okay, when you give teaching or piece of advice, it could be anything. And shit, okay, name is listening. So when you listen to the teaching, and when you're receiving some advice, piece of advice from somebody. So then all of this act actually supposed to minimize or reduce your difficulties, right? Difficulties. Difficulties. There are two difficulties, two sufferings. Chakdang. Chakdang is like was attachment and aversion. All of these acts actually try to reduce or minimize or destroy one of these two negative feeling. Okay, negative feeling. Attachment, it could be attachment, it could be aversion. And so when we engage in that act, listening or teaching, or the listening teaching, instead of minimizing, instead of destroying this negative feeling, it tends to increase that kind of negative feeling, okay, attachment and aversion. So it happens, sometimes it happens. So when it happens, this is the fault, or this is the fault of what we have done is like a biggie, because till now we have ignored what has caused all our troubles, right? The massive delusion dwelling in our heart. So that is Nügigun. Nügigun means like force of, I could say like demons, right? Demons, okay, or Mara, sometimes they call Mara demons. There are many types of, actually that means like mental afflictions, I think in general, mental afflictions. There are many types of mental afflictions, okay? We are keeping them in the center of our heart. We are keeping them as something very precious kind of object in our minds because of that. So there are many delusions or mental afflictions or the maras or the demons. So the main primary demons or primary mental affliction is self-cherishing, because of the self-cherishing, then we have it actually kind of like produce all the other types of mental delusion or mental afflictions.
Raya samutani chuni bayina tabi rani juji rana kanya tenya tu di chadana dan di tu di rajindi di ta hiya tabi chikande do samjani chuni gayuna nani chedi nambata barji ji chadana rajindi ni burji burgiyarba maje bete ko chuni ga du mai ni ga bi chenen dancing la jikigiyare koleya chuni ya se de ran kan teni zu di chada da zu rajindi ba di hiya ni tabshi kande to cheni ga yunga yin ta di chuni di dinejire limbrvada rajindi shine ajanju tibachimu na janju semra shenjindi tamlamti shenjuje tamlamti 근데 도선 내배인다 dinejine kuyerbada nibaji dinbrava tachi ni ko chuni ga du na chuni ga do sambarabchen de sim soje dinde soje bari ta chadam soje on to ta desa rajyo di ta dinde je jeneya chedi nangda di rimerba jesa to di chuni do rajindigi kende saya chitu anchini niga yumbayena tati kunandara jimbrvati je tachini badicina tindiche tachi shebadicina chadanga kunyanami shesna kunyanami sheda rajindi kunyanami shebina ni chenamda tas Chishapati Chinandal to Mabim, Tinsa, 더 충분히 버티는 공연한 것다 가지고 그래라 뒤에서 신이 어디 공연한 것다 매비나 그 차단 것도 소이나 이제 뒤치셔가 되는 것이 차단도 들어서 봐. 이 차단 들어서 해야 될 가능성이 그래서는 라진지 게 마찬가지로 그래서 근데 야부치 상부이나 아니 최년 받을 시야가 두수 간걸로 차단 그도수 민도가 지금 그래서 뒤에서 디 레면 존재되라는 과리에서
So then listening Dharma and teaching Dharma, right? Listening to we need like certain attitude when we listen to the Dharma and when we present Dharma. Okay, when we give teaching, active teaching Dharma. So for listening, so one simple example is like sometimes we think, so this such a person is going from teaching to listening to teaching, so then I will go to listen to teaching. That is actually that kind of mental kind of attitude is compete, right? You're actually trying to compete with somebody. So by having that kind of motivation, that kind of intention, if you listen to the teaching, that motivation is not pure. That motivation is actually caused by your attachment or aversions, right? So something like that. This is a really simple example. Now we need to establish a proper kind of motivation and intention to listen to teaching. So that will be, it should be always, so when we go to listen teaching, so we try to find some help to overcome your problems. There are two types of problems or difficulty, suffering. So like attachment and aversion. So we try to destroy the attachment and aversions. In order to destroy them, then we go to the teaching and listen to the teaching and find all the technique to overcome that kind of problems. And this should be the sort of purpose of like listening teaching. So then there are many different types of the motivation you can generate at the beginning of the teaching. For instance, if you are like a Mahayana practitioner, right? Mahayana practitioner, so at least the motivation should be concerning about other, concerning about other. So you're going to listen, you're listening to this teaching, you're attending those teachings in order to bring some benefit for the sentient beings, for other beings. So this should be, at least motivation has to develop by Mahayana practitioners. So no matter what's the reason, always, so when you go to listen to teaching, it has to be always something helps you to reduce attachment and aversions. Otherwise, you're actually getting off the purpose of the tracks of like purpose of your listening to teaching. Right? So then again, for the teacher who presents teaching, has to have right motivation again. So the motivation should be, if this is Mahayana teaching, so at least the teacher has to generate some kind of bodhicitta that is actually helping to other. So not actually presenting those teaching out of their mental affliction. That could be like attachment and aversions. If occurs that kind of mental affliction in their mind, then that teaching will not be pure teaching. And this is not the way how you give teaching.
뒤시야리 뒤시 다 유명 배뒤시야 다 차담 수수 강변 유명 배뒤리 아니 다 하이브 뒤시야지 하이브 뒤시야지 뒤가르브 뒤시야지 다 뒤기 이게 내가 무슨 강가로 다 하이브 뒤시야지 이제 다 디나네 하이브 디라 타라지네 타모비 시드 타모 다단데 라진지 두수 하이브 디나네 두야리 무베 디나네 두야리 제가 다 디지다 세디 디지다 세디 디지다 세디 디지다 무베 두수 강가로 디지주레 디지주 세디 디나네 라진지 또 라진지 때문에 라진지 차단 강글로 시제여가 라진지 다단지니부터 차단 강글로 시제면서 디나네 라진지 괜디 아니 레퍼타게 보내 디니 방을 배버자 자그 스타 pombrecias 지기세르들이 다 다친지 이 안에 뒤기 교육이 온도 마송아 제발이야 란진지 온도 마송아 란진지 뜻방이 선별제 어디 다리 그래서 예진단에 pombrecias 되지
So in the verse number 44, and hereafter let's try to abandon all hindrance, note their arousal, examine them, right? Well. So then in this Tibetan verse it says that Duki means the forms of Mara, or forms of demons. Okay? There are many types of demons actually, you can count like different ways. So one of the standard kind of understanding is there are 4 types of demons or maras, right? 4 types of maras. Demons of physical aggregates, demons of, I'll say demons, mara or mara, you can say mara of physical aggregates, and the mara of mental afflictions, and the mara of death, and a lot of death, sometimes there's a lot of death.
Death or
Death,
Yeah.
dying. Yeah. And the last one is the son of Davaduti or something like that. Do you remember? Mahadevi or
Devaputra.
Deviputra, yes. Son of Deviputra. Right, Putra, right? Deviputra. It's a type of a demon. Okay, type of demon.
Son of God, you feel you are son of God.
Son of God.
We've had this discussion before.
Yeah, so I try not to say God. So this is different understanding in like English. So that's why people are start saying, son of what's his name? Deviputra, okay? So yeah, so actually, we have like a different understanding in that line, that verse, that understood that word, right? But different people, they have different understanding, so that's why I don't want to get confused. So yeah, so okay, we got 4, right? So aggregates, which didn't comment on, it didn't say anything about it, but the mental afflictions, okay, model of mental afflictions. So that could be like, she was like the type of mental afflictions, okay, that we call obscure to knowledge, something like obscure to knowledge, okay. And the chida and the death is easier, right? Then the haipu, son of Baal or the son of the Deviputra, okay. So then there are different sages, like different layers. The Mahaputra, and there are many non-human beings, spirits and demons. All of them are like external kind of force, negative force. And the internal negative force is your own, the mental afflictions. Again, it goes back to when you like condense, when you try to focus, like when you try to pinpoint the root of the mental affliction, then you will come to the self-cherishing and self-grasping. Okay, self-grasping and self-cherishing. This will be the root of the Mara, son of Mara, or son of Deviputra. Okay, son of Deviputra. So in the verse is here I have to try to abandon all hindrance, right? Hindrance. So the maras, we consider them this as hindrance. Okay, hindrance. So we need to abandon them, abandon all of these maras, or demons. So then Rinpoche explained what are the proper motivation. When you listen to the teaching, right? Listen to the teaching. So then, first of all, we need to realize how fortunate we are, how fortunate we are. So there are many sentient beings that do not have access to listen to the teaching, and even though even in some human in the human realm, in human being itself, there are many other human beings that do not have any idea about the Dharma teaching, Dharma teaching. So when you look at this kind of situation, this kind of fact, then you will feel really fortunate. Then you will have a really big responsibility by realizing how fortunate you are. You have all the opportunity. You have all the tools to do this kind of practices. Then you should be the leader of all the sentient beings, sort of like you have to take all the responsibility of the sentient beings. So then, when you come to listen to the teaching, then you should look at the force of the self-cherishing. So self-cherishing is the one that actually brought all the difficulties to you, and then you look at the benefits of the other cherishing. So the other cherishing, all the good qualities actually came from other cherishing. Then by focusing on that, then you should decide that I'm going to listen to this teaching in order to bring happiness for the sentient beings. That motivation will be the best motivation you can generate when you listen to the teaching.
상이 고마 소리치도 전년구 야리다
So then, so when you decided to help other beings, other sentient beings, right? So then the Buddhahood, okay, state of Buddha, enlightened state, is the only state that you can help, you can bring benefit for the sentient beings. So you will realize this is the only state, this is the only Buddhahood level that can bring happiness for the sentient beings. Then you decide to obtain or achieve that level to set off all the sentient beings, to bring happiness for the sentient beings.
다음에 상제 탐제 년도로 로베치 진행 탐제 로버 셔와이 레민 중재라는 거 있다. 상제 탐제 년도 로베치 랑이 샤라 핀신 짓고 있는데 그 상부지도 제장스 상제 탐제에서야돼 랑이 핀신 짓고 있는데 상부지도 제장스 상제 탐제에서 년도 로베치스도 대답하는 게 년도 로버티 라미 상부제버리 생기 년도를 치시도 빼는 랍자를 지켜보네 랑이 랍자를 지랑이 최대야지 상부제야지 랍자지 신을 랍자지 랍자도 수강을로 현다기 현다베 조리제가 소리치 상로다 랑랍지 전에 신기 디쿠 차단 제수 섬사르거든 랑게 상부지 제수네 쿠디 상부제도 그 상부제도 야부마리 그다스 제들이 세르스 랑게 상부남다 전에 직주 근데 제가 전에 지 샤나 펜심다 간이 제베디 현다로 제서디 년도로 제스 상례정도 두선다를 딘딩이 지 계약인데 몰라 어디 답변이 문제심이 중거로 봐 랑기 베지 파야 붙이 전에야 지 랑기 지 잠벨레 로버제네 지는 문제 지하철 어디 쓰게 대다 탐제스 상제 탐제 면도 로베치스 지는 탐제 로브레시아이스 어디 면도 로버티체 다른 게 현대 패션 간데 지전에 현대의 야부가 되지 우자를 지지네 뒤에 제지 제가디 라미 카페에 붙이니 신다기 야부면 맞지지 저기야 원래 중단에 라미 중주를 제수 제야지 저기야 봐 근데德상제는 랍제지 제수네 랍제디 배지로 지시는 계지시지 개발을 지시해서는 야부주고도가 디간을 계지시 개발을 지시해야들라 누구야봐 다지 장부시 지리 마지막다스 제 장부시에 있는데 갑자기 말봐 그분이 제가 뒤를 집중해봐 어디서 다스 가 상제 탐쟁이 핸들로 배치해서 어디 뒤에 소리지리 뒤지하게 아니 랑기 겨울나무는 숲뒤에 문제 제발 제거를 쓰겠다
So then verse number 45, when no matter how well meant our action towards others, they always elicit a hostile response. Okay, this is what we shall till now we have repeat. What's it? Repair, right? Loving kindness with malice. Malice? Yeah, this is right. I think. So anyway, so then here no matter how well meant our action towards other, right? They always elicit to hostile response, right? So that is something like you said. So when you try to help someone, right? Help someone, and they always take it that as a negative kind of aspect. So negative aspect. We try to help someone. So for instance, give some piece of like advice, right? Advice, and this is really kind of like happening this time, sort of like we say, when you try to present something like really positive way, or like something really good things to other, and they will take it as like a wrong way, sort of like, so then they will think like, oh, if you're talking about some kind of religion aspect, they're thinking that, so he's trying to prove his religion is like more better than mine, or something like, you're taking that kind of side, really negative side. And also if you try to give them some kind of like help and like, and again religion, and he was like, they are thinking like, oh, he's like bias, you call it bias, right? Bias, like making like judging, like thinking like they're judging only their religion and trying to do like something about their own religion, something like that. They're thinking like that, right? Even though you may have a really pure motivation, really right kind of like mental attitude towards the individual, but they will take it as like a different wrong way. Okay, so it happens to you, sometimes it happens to you, right? And something also like so what's 상체 당신에도 송 현대의 가르치 현대 직송서 그냥 가르치는 제상 송 세세 상부지 되는 제제 상부지는 몇 번씩 해야 가서 상부지들 상부지는 내가 지켜 알라지야 그때 잠바 그날 때 가수그래 맞춰둔 단계도 나라 돈에 지금도 어떻게 세야되려 봐. 지 자나 조리 지어서선 지 상부진이 지 발랍지 이제 말에 타다 주수체. 타다 조리 지어서 나라 돈에 지어서 제 사다들이 제 dinle मुझे जेबा बा ओ ती करसा मेटोलो बतिया ओ ती चीज जे so and also I must say so nowadays like these days so when people lie, when people like present something is bad, like something bad, the way they present is like really cunningly, or like really like making like deceiving other, like with like sweet talk and sweet manner, but they have like a wrong intention in their mind, they have wrong thoughts in their mind, but the way they present is really beautiful, then people get like really attracted to that kind of thing. They think this is the right kind of thing, then they tend to follow that kind of advice, right? So if you give right advice to people, right advice to people, they always think there is something wrong. So for instance, if you say someone to don't do such a thing, it can harm to you and all other your family, nobody likes that, So if you say like, if this is kind of like really good advice, right, to giving them, they think like it's controlling over them, and this kind of they take it just as like negative kind of force, negative kind of like I don't know, negative, they will take it negatively. So this is happening, it happens a lot in these days. This is happening, all of these are happening to you, even though you have really right motivation, pure motivation, trying to help other, they will take it as a wrong way, like wrong side, like negatively. This happened to you because so till now we have repaired loving kindness with malice. Malice means like teleology. Teleology is teleology. Teleology means like if someone helps you, if someone provides some kind of benefits to you, you always have to repay the kindness in like a proper way, like a positive way. Instead of doing that, you do like you're giving them like a negative kind of like feeling, like negative kind of feeling. Because of that, even though you may have like a really right motivation, everything is like right in place, but it's not affecting to other. So repaying, what's this here? Repay loving kindness with malice, right? Like a negative way, right? That is. So that could be like, let me say, for instance, your parents, like current parents, okay? If you don't respect them, if you do like behave like negatively towards your parents, this is actually paying your kindness in like a wrong way, negatively. And if you then you can think of this in like a broader way, sort of like broader way, like so then we believe in like a reincarnations and so forth. Then we believe all the sentient beings are like your mother, right? Mother. So then when you harm sentient beings, right? When you harm sentient beings, actually you're repaying them in like a negatively. So because we have received love, the help or kindness from all the sentient beings, all of them have been like your mother, during their mother, so they actually provide all the happiness to you and protect you in like a different ways. So if you harm them, actually you're repaying in like a negative to them. So this is the causes. These are the things we have planned. Then we are having this kind of problem, even though you have like right motivation and trying to help other, they won't take it. Then it's really difficult to appreciate your sincereness.
rāna pēntō pē yōne tsirī pēntō pēntō pā tē lēnjī mā yīmbā lēng māmbū rāna pēntō pē jīnjī tē tā kē pē jābzū kēndē chī jīmī yā rāna jāmbī bāne jī kār chē pā tē yā dzūbō bāne jī rāna kāngē chē pā tē yōngir bā o tē jābzū kēndē chī jīmī yā tūsū tāṁ chē mōgū bā mē bā jōrī lāngī yīs Mijeba, Jiwo Kurtus, de la Magabata, Lodala Soba Mijeba, Jiwo Kubi Sambit, what that changed.
So in the English it says, hereafter let's always accept others' favors both graciously, right, with the most humble respect. Tilen means like repaying kindness, okay? Repaying kindness. So that is sort of like I would keep the act of repaying kindness on top of my head. Means like I will keep that practice. It's like here like priority. What was that? Yes, you keep it as a priority. And you're kind of like you keep it in really high state, like putting like really top of your practice, sort of like keeping on my head means like this is the expression actually. So saying like repaying kindness, I would keep like most highest concern or like practice, something like that. And it means is that so just reflecting their kindness and always try to repay their kindness of the other sentient beings.
That joy Jordan.
Okay, so do you have any questions?
That was
So then again she said each of the verse, each of the end of each of the verse, so we need to reflect on the dawn and practice. Any questions?
Yes, I have. First, for vocabulary, usually we say Mara is bad, and usually we think that Miserline is bad, but actually Miserline is good. Miserline is
Miserness?
Yeah,
Okay.
that is good because it's a kind of good punishment. So that is a kind of a power of energy. It comes from our karma that is staying in our nature that prevent us to do bad things.
You mean the miserliness?
Yeah. Is that correct?
Tentang kalau Sena saja Sena saya di Nujam Mares, kamu mungkin Nujam lewat tu Nujam Mares yang Mares. Bigi, what it prevents us like from what?
Like
To being like
yeah.
bad person?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Miserline is a good punishment to prevent us to do bad. Because we collect money to do it's bad, so it prevents us to do that, so it's good. So it's not bad and like Mara.
Oh, miserliness. Oh, okay. So the miserliness is not bad like Mara. Mara is bad.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. You're saying Mara is bad. The miserliness is not bad.
It's good.
Good. Tamara disi sena se je tu buja mare sena se de ngzo le ta nyaba ta mai sora che ni ya pu cha le ya ani club pengi ores serious
This Tindijan Mojo Gapsu, Rana Kamita Kanga, Rana Pin, Ranga Tadi, Rana Ji Sure, Ni Labjin, Temi Juli Tadiba, Tindijan Kangulo, Sana Seti, Sana Tigarasure, Sana Janati Labjak in Maris. जी जब तो सुते राना जी खाने देने के जब तो सुजी लोचों को दर्शो कराने पे करसाराम किसी में तब ताचू यारेस ये जिना राना दाने कते ठेसन काने तो स्कंदलो जी लोचों को दर्शो यामें खींचो यारेस
sena de yo mara biji
ता सेनेटी
So Rinpoche said, all the negative force, right? In general, negative force, we consider them as
Nyati kuchua shows, jashanga sana mijua shows, jana sana di genita, chu nyamechia tiaris.
So, Rinpoche said, in general, all the negative mental activities,
Jana sana di rāna pinto jītāndi shēyina kāgārēs.
So, notice that in general, right, all the negative mental afflictions are identified as negatives, okay, negativities. But when we do the mind training practice, all the negative mental afflictions, everything that like we consider, in general, we consider them as unfavorable conditions, right? Unfavorable conditions.
Unfavorable, yeah.
Conditions, right? But during the mind training, okay, we are actually turning them into favorable conditions, okay? So that means like when someone harms to you, we, in general, we identify that individual as your enemy, right? In the mind training practice, we are viewing them as your teacher, because we're turning them into like favorable conditions. We're not letting them deceive you, not letting them affect your mental state, okay, piece of your mental state. So this is different kind of like practices. But the mindfulness, right? Mindfulness. So then you said mindfulness actually helps. This is like punishment. It helps you to be a better person, right? So then you need to specify what type of actually mindfulness, how mindfulness actually helps to you be a better person. If you are thinking like, if you are thinking one way, you can use that negative force, negative event, negative things into like a favorable conditions. One way you can use is like I said, when you are actually suffering with miserliness, right? You feel like so you are so miserliness, and you feel like so all kinds of like difficulties and sufferings. At that moment, you can turn that into favorable condition. For instance, there are many sentient beings actually going through this kind of difficulties, miserliness, particularly. Miserliness, difficulties, right? Difficulties. So then you can think of them like they will be free from that kind of state, miserliness state, miserliness state. I wish all the negative force that are driving up on me. If you do that kind of like exercise, like practice, then that actually miserliness actually helps you to be a better person, helps you to generate like positive thoughts. So and another was miserliness itself, so which I said is not sure that itself can help you to be a better person.
Yeah. Another word, the way you talk about realization, like understand something, I think that realization is a kind of awareness. When you go through something, you get realization, it means that you get awareness. How different they are from attainment?
Different from
Attainment.
Attainment or attainment?
The difference.
Oh, okay. Realization and attainment. Tapena chajana realization sa topa keva siwa. Topa keva ta koban thoba se attainment na koban thoba se topa keva ta koban thoba ni keva yo si sa kari je. Topa thoba ta koban thoba ni keva yo mes.
Sida tobe kesedi Tenjo tunjisa nyera sambe toba kiyas. Toba kiyati ma aranju tame bale toba kiya yares lam susususugi. Kuban to sedi tadu ke kuban sa nego kuban je tadu kuban to sanji kuban to nego kuban tajum ke kuban keva yares.
So okay, actually I'm not sure exactly how it like translate in English. I just translate realization as topa and attainment is person karos. Topa chichik kare. Okay, attainment is a kopang. Okay, so then that kopang in Tibetan kopang and topa is different. Okay, topa or realization. Okay, realization. We can have realization. Okay, for instance, if you do meditation on the impermanence, impermanence of death, we can realize, we can achieve realization in that topic. But we do not have attainment, kopang.
So can you say that realization means awareness? Because you also have the word awareness. How compare realization.
So let's see.
awareness.
Let's hear. So I'm looking at this picture, right? This is my awareness, right? You're talking about awareness, or what do you mean like awareness?
Like you understand something, yeah. You go through something and you understand about it. You say that you get realization, and
Yeah.
somebody say that is awareness. So look like both are the same word.
Okay, I'm trying to put it in Tibetan actually. Tất không khả gì realize topa 배우니까 topa래. 네가 topa래니까. Okay, let me finish Mrs. answer anyway. So Mrs. said, like attainment, there are like temporary attainment and ultimate attainment. Okay, so then we do not have either of them, like temporary attainment and ultimate attainment, but we do have realization at this moment. Okay, then realization and awareness what exactly awareness is? What's awareness actually?
Well, that's the question.
Yeah.
Different types of awareness.
So let's see, like I'm looking at this paper, right? Is this awareness?
That's the way. She said understanding this.
Like a kind of understanding. Before you think that you are such and such and such, they are such and such and such. Now you see that all different. You see different about you, and you see different about that. That is awareness.
I think that's realization.
It looks like you're going going through all the
Realization.
facts, and you come up with a conclusion is something. This is, for me, looks like a realization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not,
I don't know.
not necessarily.
They might be interesting. Maybe I think this is something to do with your English. Like English, using words, yeah.
We learn many words, so we should know clear that what words we want.
Good point, so this is right, yeah. So give me like a standard kind of translation. Yes.
I think that you can have awareness. Awareness something, okay, I'm aware the flowers are there.
Yeah, this is awareness,
Now, I
right?
don't understand, understanding is different, understanding how the flowers.
Yeah, this is words,
Makes
maybe
them.
words, flowers, tree, flower, then you make a distinction. So yeah. Okay, I have another question. Okay, let's move.
Could you tell us what the Tonglen practice would be for verse 45?
45?
Yeah.
상체 탄지 예로 쏘는 세죠. 이거 동네 가서 본 거였어.
Tidak karya senang, tidak mau jadi, bah, tidak mau jadi, siapa? Tak kerja, sambil yang berbeza sedang tolong cina, jadi lalu sambung beji, lalu tak kerja bepa sambung kerja cina, cuci beji, mesim jaya dan jadi. Nene kerja ledi neba ciar-ciar oh terus orang sambut jauh ini jadi sambut sedang lebih lonjet terus di nanti lonjet jelas bercerita ini lonjet seperti selama orang dunia menjadi serba, tinggi berbicara. Selama orang di panas ini dengan rajin di ungi, tidak membaca berapa. Waktu itu, membaca dia betul.
동네 근데 지오래서.
Tuhan beritahu, tiket cuci, member tiket. Sambut jauh demi rani kami cewek ciarba, dia kami tertini mampu ciarba, sehingga pagi nabi ada, rani pai ya je, cewek dini menjadi pagi nabi ada, tidak ia kekangnya tu sekarang tu nanti kerja sih, siapa tidak kekangnya cuma sih saja, rani kita tu padang, sehingga 아니 두스간가 라나 중에 강이 쳐 지어봐 아니 쳐버티기 이 신다가 강이 쳐버티 하고 그래서 상담 신기는 타지 라나 강이 되는데 이 신강에 들어서 상담이다.
So, who said actually in this verse actually we are experiencing like really particular kind of difficulties. So we try to help someone and they're taking it like a different way, so they're supposed to, and you have difficulties in that moment, right? Difficulties in at that moment. So you can imagine at that moment. So first you try to help your children, sort of like so they're reacting like negatively. So you have a problem at this. You have a problem at that moment, and you can create that problem. And imagine there are many other sentient beings. Do have like similar kind of problem? They are going through, even though they have like really kind mind and like kind of like open mind to help other, but it's not affecting in that way. Why we hear like intentional, sort of like that. And that these individuals are actually going through like difficulties and suffering, like some kind of suffering. So you can imagine, so while you're having this kind of problem, experiencing this kind of difficulties, imagine taking up all this, whoever experienced in this moment and wrapping up on you. Okay, it's like destroying them and sending out all your virtues and help them to have like a better communication between two individuals, sort of like that. And also you can imagine there are many lifetimes we have created that kind of seeds and take all those seeds upon you and wish to purify or destroy all of these negative seeds by having this kind of experience at that moment.
Last class, Rinpoche suggested we recite the heart
Sutra, yeah.
to prevent further negative causes. And I'm wondering if Rinpoche could translate for us what the mantra of the perfection of wisdom is part of that, how that means.
그래서 가슴이 가야라야 아니 디도나야 보르스 샤르니보드나야 보르 샤르니보드라야 누아죠 다야던 거 디가 디세 디기 누아를 잡아시켜 나왔어.
그렇다 시디 디다디 시야데스 가디가디스 소미시 바라가디스 파르드 소미시 노디스도 상기가 살 소미시 시야데 대atan 가디가디 바라가디다 자주 있습니다. 대atan 다부디 처음 자주 있습니다. 대atan 지방 디다디스게레스 가디 Paragati, Parasangati, Buddhiswas, Gatis, Mayaris, Gati Tanguti, Sonam to Somus, Chonam to Somus, Tonam to Somus, Balam to Somus, Sangi Sar Somus, Sunshi, Pari to Sunshi, Terata, Gatis, Sunshi, Paragatis, Pari to Sunshi. Paragati, Parasangati Sudi, that Gonam to Sumshi Sachi. Buddhist was the Sanjay Sarasumshis. That just under the Gadi Sidita, Chonam to Sim Tibachim, Chonam to Sum Sim, Janju Sim Sarachirva, Janju Sim. That is Gadi Paragati, Gadi Tanguti, Chonam to Sumshi, or Chonam to Sum, Chonam to Sum, some that is Tonam to Sum, some Gadi City Boram to Sum. Buddhist was the Sanjay Sum series, Chidanti Diris,
So, if you translate so literally if you say like dayata is I think suchness. No, dayata is like thus. Thus, THUS they call it. Thusness?
No,
Becoming.
thusness, just thus.
Thus, this is just thus, I don't know exactly about the meaning. I've seen many times because I remember. Anyway, so the thus, right?
Thus.
Gati. There are two gatis, right? Two gatis, gati. Then paragati, there's another gati. Samgati, there's another gati. Bodhi, Bodhi is Soha, okay? There are actually five, how do you say, five paths. Actually, yeah, this five actually correspond to like 5 paths. Okay, 5 paths. Paths. And so actually that is a heart sutra. Sutra means like describing or like meditating on emptiness, right? Emptiness. So when you do meditate on emptiness, understanding the emptiness actually takes you through those 5 paths, you know. So first you reach gati, 2 gati. First gati is a cholam. Cholam is accumulation path, preparation path of seeing, path of path of accumulation, path of preparation, path of seeing, path of meditation, normal learning, path of normal learning, okay? So yeah, normal learning. And yes, so by doing this meditation,
I'm sorry, could you just say them one more time?
I think someone else.
Preparation,
Yes. So yeah,
meditation, and normal learning.
yeah. This is the actual process how you become Buddha, right? Emptiness, then you gradually just go through those 5 stages, then eventually you become Buddha. That seems okay. Okay.
Thank
Last
you.
question.
Thank you.
How do you see the faults of self-cherishing?
이 라무진진이 님이 가르쳤다고 그랬어.
다른 진지 모르셔야지. 그냥 라진지 우리 신제소 도자기 신제위 소를 샬ቻ니 소제리야 라진지 우리 샬차 이 소제바 राजनीति उनकी जल्द शनि जल्दी सेवा राजनीति राम भगवान ने लोजन जिया राम चंद्र देव ने कुया राम की देवजी ने ठाना जिया राम की 14 शें छोस जे ठाना जिया और तो सुकंदर राम के जो काम राजनीति को उनके पर जाने से जी करे जल्दी से जी जब अच्छे मुझे तो काम राजनीति राज्य वसूलने में तीजिए बात है तीन समय दूसरे से कानूनी के जो तीन काम राजनीति उन्हें
So you can look at the 10 non-virtuous actions. Okay, first is killing, right? So why you are killing? Because you have like, for instance, you really desire to eat meat. Let's say like meat. So because of that you kill animals, then you eat meat. Right? You kill animals because of your desire. So the desires actually came from your self-cherishing. You wanted to have like some kind of pleasure, like eating pleasure. Anyway, so you kill animal, then you eat meat, right? Then the next one is stealing, right? Stealing. You steal, you just steal something because you wanted to have something for yourself. And all of these are, and also lying. You're lying to other people because you try to make something benefit to yourself. And all the non-virtuous actions, when you look at that, all of them are actually caused by self-cherishing.
One more question. You say you use the word Mara cover for everything from mental affliction to aggregate to some kind of disbelief about thinking of in your mind. You say that is Mara. So how different between mindfulness to Mara? Because it must be something different than you use two words.
There are four kinds of marks.
Yeah,
Okay, you got
there are
that.
four kind of Mara,
Yeah.
so you do
So what's
word
different,
Mara.
what's-
For many things that is a lot belong to Mara. So you also have another word mindfulness. So how different they are?
근데 이 뉘시 세주라는 뉘시 세드 세나 세드니 뉘시 세드는 또 상황 수리에 스페셜에 대만 보여. 아니 세나라도 로시 도움이 좋았어. 그래서 진짜 세나를 가지고 로스. 그렇게 봐요, 그래서.
세나세아들 랑이 스타샤베 규자라도 소랑이 주메요라 담두지 뭐시부터 담두지 이제 냐니디 아니 세나게 제버리 디랑이 너무 주시다를 너무 주주이나 지만 소나는 뭐 세리야래 소나는 되게 싸다
뉘시는 두고 봐.
디 소나는 되게 싸면 주제 담두지 말봐 디랑이 소나는 싸야를 괜찮이야래 세나기 rāna nōra chīgērē, rāna sūnam sāyāla kēng chīgērē rāngi chī jūcāvā tūs, rāngi mūchū shēngāya tōng mēshī pato tūs tīla tīla nī rāngi sūnam sāma tōrvā o tētī chīgērēs
저도 뉘시는 두고 말했어.
tīshī nāna
뉘시는 지금.
tīshī
뉘시는 해박하리요. 로스요. So, obviously, the mindfulness, okay, mindfulness is something you keep your positions, no, positions, okay. So then, so you cannot use them in like a proper way. So like, actually, from the Dharma point of view, all the wealth and your possessions, right? Possessions are meant to create virtues, yeah, to use for like a generosity, giving away, help, poor, help, this kind of thing, right? Meant to generate the merits. Okay, so if you have mindfulness, actually that mindfulness actually prevents you to do that kind of act, and it means like it prevents you to accumulate merits. Okay, this is the nature of the mindfulness, and so we do have like different names for different things, like for mindfulness, different things, but so that's why we have like different words in the text, so this is like sometimes specified in the nature of your mental afflictions, even though it includes to like a mental body of the mental affliction, but we do like this kind of, we use this like different words, and we say it doesn't mean like they are not related. Okay.
야 사실은 장주 선교를 모시 기도지 개원 공연 공부를 쇼가리를 고려시도데 변덕대왕마들 중에는 시르수와 천진야소이 샤르시대와 대교지 감수지대주 호주다고 나는 길을 세웠어. 네.